Hello, beautiful souls. This is Amanda Ray, the psychic reader and intuitive healer. I am here today to do a pick a card reading for you, delivering messages that your guides need to share with you right now. So before I jump into the cards, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. That way you can get notified when I release more video pick a card readings. If you'd like to find me, I've got some links down below of how to work with me and where else I'm showing up on social media. I will also post links to all of the different cards that I am using down below as well. So before you choose your pile, I want you to take a few heart-centered breaths. So close your eyes, breathing deeply, and really connect with your heart and soul. If you need more time, just pause the video, give yourself ample time to really feel that connection, and then when you're ready to choose your pile, go ahead and press play again. So pile number 1 is right here with the rose quartz heart. Pile number 2 with a shiny piece of labradorite. Pile number 3 with a piece of sodalite here. So again, if you need more time, just pause the video. I'm gonna go ahead and slide piles 2 and 3 up just a little bit. And then I am going to start with pile number 1. So the first card here, I'm gonna kind of flip up all the cards so we can see them and make all the connections. But the first card is all about like the general theme for the messages that your guides have for you. And the theme is fairies and earth magic. So to me, this is saying you've got some very playful energy, mischievous kind of things happening around you. It might feel a little bit chaotic from time to time, just because fairies have that energy. You might also be very drawn to working in a garden, all things earthy, so farming, that kind of thing. Now, these next cards, intuition, air elements, the stars, dance, and mother. So you might actually have kids. Pile number 1. Okay, so these two cards here are kind of working together to tell a story. And what I'm hearing is you haven't focused yourself at this point. You're very lofty with your goals, you know, that air, fairies, you know, earth element, air, very, there's not a connection there, very ungrounded. And you need to be a little bit more focused. So when you're setting your goals, whatever they are, whether they're personal, business, finance, spiritually, or otherwise, any kind of goal, you really need to set your focus, aim properly, and push yourself a little bit. Don't make it so attainable. If you know you can easily achieve it, it's just a matter of waiting a little bit. You're not setting your goals high enough. You need to set them high enough that they scare you, that you don't know how you're going to push to become the person that achieves that. That's right here. And you've been getting those intuitive nudges about that. For sure. And they might come as random thoughts and you might be dismissing it. But you need to connect more with the fun in your life too, that dance card, you know, really bringing the joy into setting goals and following that intuition, being less of the mother, you know, like doing all the things for all the people all the time, a little bit less of that, and, you know, really connecting more there. We also have discontent and boredom, shadow, and triumph. Interesting combos there. Okay. So It's kind of like a storyline between these three. The discontent and boredom, you're feeling disconnected from that spirituality. You're not sure what you need to be doing, even though it's right behind you. And you can see in this card through the rails, it's got the rainbow colors. Like that spirituality, that connection is right there for you. But you're just looking at all the reasons why it's not, But you're being pushed to go into your shadow self to heal some of the things that you maybe don't want to look at. Heal those aspects of yourself. There's some past life stuff coming up for you in regards to this, and we're going to get some cards for that a little bit later. But you will become victorious. Like, you have everything you need to really connect with your guides right now. It's just a matter of clicking it all into place. Cornucopia, again, blessings, triumph, you're right there. Action. You got to be doing more things there. Man holding a coin. If you don't spend time grounding yourself, I highly suggest that, because in order for a tree to grow tall, it also needs firm roots. So if you're constantly focusing on that intuition and trying to increase intuition, trying to connect with your guides, but you're not making yourself feel rooted and grounded and stable, you're never going to feel like you're achieving that height. You need to be balanced in that way. So really spending that time grounding yourself, spending time with nature, earth magic. And it's so important for you to be able to progress, is grounding yourself at this time. Compassion. Freedom. Again, this is like working with your shadow self and like really going within, connecting with your intuition, divine timing. You are ready. Like, now is your time. You have been collecting skills, tidbits, information, all that kind of stuff up until now to be able to make all of this click together. So don't discredit the little pieces of your journey that don't look like you expected them to. This is all unfolding as it needs to. Learning experience, of course. You had to learn those lessons in order to get to this point, and now you're ready to just put all those pieces together and really take that step forward. You're a leader. And again, that mother card is like stepping up in that way for yourself and with your guides, right? Faith. This faith and freedom card, they have that kind of same posture, that like giving in, letting go, in that shadow work, letting go so that you can really rise up. These are some past life cards, so I'm going to go ahead and read these and bring these up in a little bit. But you're so close to that intuition, like you're just so close. Your guides need you to be still and to ground yourself, that earth magic. So, and again, with the cornucopia that's showing up. So you need to slow down, stop trying to force that intuition and push. The more you push, the harder it feels. You have to let go and give up that control, mother kind of controlling at times. So they're saying you're kind of like someone that everything needs to have a place, everything has a purpose, everything needs to be put back where it is, like kind of maybe a perfectionist, maybe OCD kind of vibes happening there, but you really need to just let some of that go, relax into it, work on some of the parts of yourself. Why do you need that physical control of physical belongings? Why does everything need to have that place? So what are you feeling inside that requires you to have that in your physical life? What's showing up for you there? But as you work on that, you're going to see that success, that connection with your guides that you're searching for. And the reason you're watching this is because you don't feel that connection with your guides right now. So you're searching for the answers. When they're giving them to you, you're just looking the wrong way. Your guides are sending you a lot of different signs. And there's a few things that are not the typical, like there's the typical feathers and coins and number sequences, but for you, it's just a little bit different. They're sending you different things. So like astrology based things. So I don't know if they're sending you your zodiac sign or constellations or pictures of stars or something like that, and you feel it. You feel pulled to these things, these signs that they're giving you, but you're unable to make the connection between feeling that pull and the message they're delivering to you. But as you ground and really, let go, have that faith, step into that leadership role, rather than feeling like you're out of control, step in and be like, no, like this is what I'm perceiving. It's not about searching for something. It's about letting go and perceiving. That's really more what it is for that relationship with your guides, is letting go of that control. But you're ready now. You've been feeling this for a while now. Divine timing. You are ready. Be gentle with yourself. This compassion card. You are very hard on yourself. You have very high expectations, and it's really distorting the views that you have at times. You really need to just relax. Like they're saying, just like let go a little bit, like have that faith, freedom, let go, because it's not meant to look a certain way. It's just meant to be a relationship, and we can't control the other side no matter how much we try. So let's see what kind of past life stuff is affecting your connection with your guides and these messages. So we have the farm card. Again, very earthy energy, right? Health and leaving or travel. Okay, so these are all talking about the same past life here, where you lived in an area that was experiencing like a drought. So you might find that you avoid drinking a lot of water, or you drink a lot of water and you never feel satisfied in this lifetime. And because of that, you had the distrust in your guides, and hearing those messages is coming from this past life because you had these intuitions. So say wherever you were living, they were experiencing extreme weather. They were unable to control the weather, and it was affecting all the systems. So like, for example, if it was a farm and all of a sudden it's a drought, well, the grass isn't growing, you can't feed the cows, you can't, plant the crop, you can't do all of these things. And at some point you're like, I need to go, we need to move. And you're like, I don't even know how to do that. And you kind of ignored it because like, no, like we're okay. Like things are working out, but all of a sudden things hit and you were unable to sustain your family. So your guys' health was affected by that. And it's like you're beating yourself up. Like, I wish my guides would have been louder. I wish they would have been more adamant about this. And there was some major stuff happening where you started to doubt the connection and the authenticity of that connection with your guides. So doing some work on that, some deep healing work for past lives, would help you immensely in having faith and trusting your guides now. And they want to bring that up to attention because you've done the work, you've learned the stuff. Divine timing, learning experience, you've done this. You're ready to reap the rewards, that man holding a coin. You are ready for that connection. But there's things that you can't explain, that distrust, that unwillingness to go forward, that are holding you back. So doing some past life regression work, you might be able to find some guided meditations on that, different things like that. But it's time to really work on that connection with your guides because they have all of these answers for you. And you feel like it's so far off, but you are so close to all of this. You need to just relax, let go, work on your shadow self, work on that past life that's affecting your ability to have faith and trust, so that you can in fact receive these messages. Because you can, but you're just doubting yourself, right? And it's that inner, like so deeply ingrained in you that you're having a hard time because it's coming from a past life. Nothing so much in this life, it's past life. So please do that past life regression work. Now, that's what I got for pile number 1. That's what your guides need you to know about your connection with them right now. So thank you so much for joining me, pile number 1. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give the video a thumbs up, lets me know that you're liking it. And I'm going to move on to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2 here with the Labradorite. The first card here is kind of like a theme card for what your guides need to know from you, or need you to know right now. And Autumn Equinox, release. Okay, this is feeling pretty heavy already. I feel there's lots of stuff coming up for you with the guides here. So I'm going to flip up most of the cards here and see what messages they got. Home. They want you to retreat. That autumn release and home, you know, like they want you to go ahead and just pull back, come back into yourself, because you're pushing very much outside. You're pushing your limits. Pushing your limits. Fate. Fate card. Fire element. Blessings. There's a part of you that you need to burn down and be reborn. You know, that fire, that fate coming home, coming within. Soulmates. There's a big part of you that is resisting going within yourself and pulling back, because you need to release a whole bunch of things. People, places, things. I don't know if it's work or friends, family, something, but you need to burn down the old structure of who you thought you were, because you know it's no longer serving you, and you need to step up into this new version of yourself that you know is coming. And that's when your blessings are coming. That's when you're finding that soulmate connection, whether it's in a romantic relationship or a friendship. But right now, there's people taking advantage of your kindness. You know, that's a big thing happening for you right now, is they're just... yeah, they don't have any boundaries with you, and you love to give, you love to be of service. That's how it makes you feel whole, but they're pushing it too far, and you can feel it. You know, you feel exhausted by some of those interactions. Love begins again, you know, that soulmate. You can't, if you're holding on to this stuff, you can't step into what's coming for you. You can't go into those blessings without burning some bridges. You know, that's what I'm hearing. You got to burn some bridges. Moving on, of course. There's a lot of things you need to be moving on from right now, and you've had that intuition. You already know the things. Whatever's coming to mind, that's what you need to be releasing. And it doesn't mean you have to like cut everything off and do it all in one day. Take your time, but slowly make that distance. Authority, having firm boundaries. You need to start setting that up for yourself, because there's so many people that are taking advantage of your kindness. That's a big thing that's happening right here. 7th chakra. So this is the crown chakra. If you're not familiar with chakras, it's just a fancy word to talk about our emotional well-being. The crown chakra in particular talks about our connection with the divine, being able to feel that divine love in our life. Oh, and another chakra, the 3rd chakra, the solar plexus chakra. This one is all about, and it kind of sits like right on our stomach. It's all about our self-confidence and our emotions. So again, you know, feeling that connection and stepping into your new self. Yes. And this financial constraints. There's so many relationships in your life right now that just don't add value, you know, and in order, you know, you have to go within yourself, allow things to roll out, because there's going to be people that are maybe upset, distance themselves because all of a sudden they can't be using you, pushing you to the limits. Burn some of those bridges. It doesn't mean you have to be mean or rude, because you're not that kind of person. You love to do good by everybody, but you just need to, you know, not let them walk over that bridge and walk all over you anymore. So your blessings can come in, and those soulmate connections, those people, your tribe, those people you need to be with. Love begins. Like, this is a whole new chapter, stepping into yourself. You know, you are understood. There are people in your life that are good for you. It's not like everybody is horrible, and you just shy away from being with them because you don't feel like you add value to that relationship. They want to be there for you and show up, and the thing is, you both show up equally, and you're just not used to that. So there's someone that came to mind. That's who they're talking about. You need to be able to just have healthy exchanges in relationships, not toxic and draining relationships. You are special. understanding the value you bring to the table. Archangel Michael, again, cutting those cords, moving on from all of that. The fire. There's some definite need of cleansing and releasing for you. And you're ready for that next chapter. You've been feeling somewhat bored with how things are, but you have to just step into it. You need to just distance yourself from that stuff big time. Looking deeper, taking that time to evaluate your friendships and your relationships, your career, all of these things. It could be coworkers even. Maybe you work in a very toxic environment and you're like, man, like I got to burn this bridge and find some other bridge. And it's not that you have to burn the bridge then find. You can search for the replacement and be ready to let go when the time is right too. So don't feel like, I feel like there's a bit of anxiety coming up because you don't like to do ill by people. You really like to serve people. Pray, releasing to your guides those worries. And sometimes you might have a hard time going to sleep at night. So you need to just take a chill pill and ask your guides, ask Michael, your guardian angels, to come in and just, can you take this away from me so that I can just show up, go to sleep? Because there's a bit of tossing and turning because you're so worried about all of these things. And emotions. There is going to be emotions that come up throughout all of this. These are some past life cards. I'm going to get to these in just a minute and how it's affecting all of this. But none of this, they are talking about being reborn here. This is a whole new life you're setting up for yourself, pulling into yourself, allowing yourself to rest and integrate. If you've already done some of this releasing, they are acknowledging that that was the correct thing to do. If you haven't yet, they're saying maybe we should consider starting that process. It's like you're starting at the beginning. You're setting yourself up to have those proper, healthy boundaries. You are special. They want you to acknowledge the value that you bring to the table and align yourself with people that have those similar values and those similar ways of being, moral compass. Not the people that, maybe they're fun to be around, but like they're going to show up at your house and ask for a snack every time, but they'll never invite you over, like that kind of vibe. And it's not that they're bad people. That's not what they're saying here. They're saying it's just not healthy for you because you haven't put those firm boundaries in place. You haven't been able to show up confidently as yourself. You've been trying to do everything for everyone else, and it's time to stop that. You cannot carry on doing things the way you have been. You need to move on. There are people, you have a few people in your life that are like your rock, and lean in on them. They want to show up for you as you're going through all of these emotional things. It is time for you to be able to do this. I don't know what's happening in your life, but they've set you up to be able to do this at-home emotional release. So whatever's happening. So if you have a toxic work environment and all of a sudden you're working from home and you don't have to be with your coworkers, well, guess what? That was on purpose because you need to be able to have this space to set up these boundaries. Become the new you. Become reborn. You need to be able to execute that for yourself. It is so important at this time for you to be able to do this. And they're there for you. Like Archangel Michael, he's like the angel of all angels. And he will cut cords, he will detox, he will help protect you energetically. You just have to ask. With Archangel Michael, he's not going to just jump in and interfere. You have to ask and give him permission. And it's as simple as that, saying, hey, Michael, can you come do this? And it's done. It's not a complicated thing, but it does need to be, it is required because he doesn't just overstep your free will. So, and that's something that you need to work on too, is learning to ask for help and lean in on people. Because you're so used to being the rock for everyone else, making everything right, and it's just not how it needs to be. It's time for you to step up, give and receive in equal measure. Not just give, but give and receive in equal measure, and align with the people, the soulmates, your tribe that also fits into that category, that maybe you're all struggling just a little bit to accept or ask for that help, but you're all willing to hold each other accountable and work on it. Past lives, angels, monk or nun, 2 religious cards, and unrequited love. All right, so past life that's affecting all of this here. This is maybe a couple hundred years ago. I'm feeling like there was a bit of modern invention, but not really electricity yet. So like kind of in that time frame, you were part of a church system, a religious group, and you had a deep connection with your guides, but you gave and gave and gave because that was your sole purpose, was to love people, to support people, and to always be in that state of giving, and you took very little in return. So kind of like Mother Teresa vibes, right? Like always doing things for other people and just doing just enough for yourself. That's kind of the vibes, and that's how that's showing up in this lifetime, is you're trying to give and give and give and give. But in this lifetime, you're being asked to set up boundaries, to become healthy, step up into a new level of confidence. That will always be a part of you, that giving nature. You just can't let people take advantage of it. You know, times have changed from this past life into this new one. And it's time to cultivate that relationship with your guides a little bit more. Trust the messages you're getting, even though some of those messages, like burning the bridges, is hard to hear, and really just step into it, step into that. Look beyond the surface with some people. Ask yourself some questions. Ask other people some questions. But it's all happening for a reason. This is your time to be able to reinvent yourself. So take that time appropriately. Spend that time working on yourself, believing in yourself, stepping up into that confidence, releasing those emotions. You're ready, All right, pile number 2. That is your reading, the messages that your guides have for you. If you liked it, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. Lets me know that you like what I'm doing and I can make more. You'll also get notified when I make more. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to move on to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3 with Sodalite here. First card is just a theme card. So you got Tsunami, wake up call. So that's interesting. Let's see how that theme plays out in these cards. All right. Balance. You have not been living in balance. Let me tell you that. You have been pushing way too hard for way too long, and you have a wake-up call coming. If you're not taking that time to balance yourself, they're going to make you. Water. Woo! Take that time. Nourish yourself. They're saying you're very self-sacrificing here, to the point of detriment to your physical body. Like just pushing way too far. The Little Dipper. Looking to the stars. Allowing other people to lead. You're very much taking control of all of the things. The universe and trust, side by side. This, you have been getting these signs saying you need to bring more balance into your life. You need to be nourishing your body, providing your body with the tools it needs to thrive. Not just mentally, you're very active, very much doing all the things kind of energy, but it's time to let somebody else step up, because you can't always be the one shouldering all the burdens. And let me tell you, if you haven't already received this wake up call, it's coming. So it's best to just listen and bring this back into balance. before the universe takes control and forces you to trust in that process. So if, say, you're working too many hours, say you're working 20 hours a day, giving yourself 4 hours for sleep or whatever, just an example, and obviously your body can't do that. You need balance. You need to properly hydrate. If you're working that much, you're probably not hydrated. If you don't take that into balance, they'll make it so that you have to stop and slow down. Whether it's, say you're always typing, say you break a finger, and all of a sudden now you can't type like you were and you can't work like you were, you have to rest, right? So they will take that into control for themselves. Some more cards. Conflict and defeat. There's that overburdened going down the stairs. Everyone else is, going up based on your efforts, right? They're reaping the rewards of your efforts, but it's too much for you. Temptation. So you're very much a fiery energy. You're always going after it, and you have high goals, and you're just going, and it's a good quality. It is fantastic that you are a go-getter, but there needs to be balance. You need to be able to feel that joy in your life too. The waiting game. So if you're in limbo right now, it's on purpose so that you're not in action doing all the things. And if you try to force doing all the things, guess what? There's a wake-up call knocking on your door real soon. Or maybe it's already showed up. Angel of Strength. You do not need to do all of this alone. It is time to stop putting on that brave face and be human. People won't understand your vulnerability unless you show it, right? The thinking man. You are being given the opportunity to just chill, contemplate, connect with your spiritual self, because it's there. You have a deep connection and you know it, but like most of the time you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. And it's no more. Healer of the ages. You might be a healer yourself. You might have taken some courses like Reiki, Theta, Access Bars, something like that. You might like to receive those. You might find you're a counselor, something in the healing realm where people come to you with their problems, and they spend time with you and they leave feeling better, and healers can show up in a variety of different ways. So, but now it's time, as you can see here, his heart is glowing. It's time to work on you, being able to give and receive in equal measure, not just always doing all the things for all the people all the time. You are not a machine. As much as you like to think you are, this will catch up with you. All right. Looking through the situation. Again, look, she's carrying a basket on her back. Like, that doesn't even look enjoyable, Like, the flowers might smell nice, but like, how much can you carry? Explore. It looks like a monk just kind of checking things out, leisurely hanging out. Show appreciation. And again, there's that similar theme as the angel of strength. A woman with a tiger. You are the tiger. You have that tiger lion energy for sure. But you're also a human. At least I assume you're a human if you're watching this video, right? But like, you have to acknowledge other aspects of yourself. It is time to acknowledge other aspects of yourself. You cannot continue the way you have been. Period. All right. Confidence. Archangel Michael showing up for you. He showed up in the last reading too. It's time to cut some cords with your unhealthy thinking patterns, the way you feel you need to add value by constantly going over, above, beyond. Like, if there's a bake sale and they're like, hey, could you bake some cookies? You're like, yeah, totally. And they're asking for like a dozen cookies and you bake 200. Well, guess what? You went above and beyond. Yeah, but at what cost to you? Yes, it makes you feel good. You like the attention. That's that Leo tiger kind of energy happening here, where you like the attention and you're trying to find it in strange ways by pushing yourself beyond the point of what people expect. And they're like, holy shit, like, how does she even do it? And you're like, yeah, I know. No more. You can find that attention. You can embody that energy, the tiger, the lion, in a different way that just helps you exude that confidence, where you don't need to trash your body in order to get that attention. It's okay to want the attention, the accolades, the limelight, but don't discredit yourself by needing to push yourself so far. Again, having some fun, balance, bringing that into your life. You know, if you love music, and they said country music is what's coming to mind. If you love country music and you don't listen to it very often, well, by golly, put on some country music and go dance in your living room, even if the dishes need to be done. You know, like, find the balance for yourself. Blessings of abundance. And even though this says blessing of abundance, if you look at her, it looks like she's struggling to carry all those fruits. She does not look happy about carrying all those fruits. So, all right. I got to pull up these past life cards right here. I normally wait a little bit, but we're going to do it right now. See how a past life is affecting all this? So here we go. Orphan. Father. Scribe or writer. So what I'm picking up from this past life affecting, your father did not show up. I don't know if he passed away or he just wasn't there for your family. And as you were a child, you had to work and you had to push above and beyond for the family. Everyone in that family had to. And in that life, you wanted to be writing or learning that academic aspect of yourself, but you had no time. So that yearning for the joy that you had was unable to be fulfilled because of the demands of life. And, you know, well and fine, okay, but it's time to heal that past life. Do some past life regression work. And you can do that with a healer. You can do it yourself. You can do some guided meditations and start to bring some of that up. Why do you feel you might be yearning for father connections or male connections in your life? You know, even the thinking man is kind of carrying that same vibes there. So I'm not sure, you might have had your father pass away in this lifetime. You might have a father that works away. You might have a father that was absent. You know, there's a lot of different ways this can show up for you. But there's that inner child, that orphan that needs that attention so that you can feel that joy. Find the balance again in your life instead of pushing yourself. Again, that scribe writer card coming up. I would say write a letter to your inner child. Take the time, connect with your heart. So taking some deep breaths, holding both hands over your heart. And really feeling that vibrating energy that you're carrying just kind of dissipate. So as many breaths as that takes. For some of you, it might be 3 breaths. For some of you, it might be 25. Some of you might be 100 breaths. Who knows? But you got to connect with that heart space. Ease up on yourself just a little bit. And then write a letter to your inner child, your younger self, your past self. And say everything that you'd love to say. Literally envision yourself as like around 5 to 8 years old, in that range, and be like, what would I tell you? What do I need to tell you? What do you need to know? What do I wish I could have told you? Write it out. It doesn't matter how pretty it is, the grammar, the spelling, the punctuation. It doesn't matter. Write it out. And when you are done, do not hold on to this piece of paper. You will destroy it in some way, shape, or form. That might mean ripping it up, throw it in the garbage. That might be burning it safely. You know, whatever way feels most aligned for you is what you need to be doing. But it is time to heal that inner self, because let me tell you, if you continue pushing yourself like this, ain't nobody want a tsunami wake-up call. Let me say it. Nobody wants to get it like that. And you have been getting a lot of messages about this. You understand you're tired, but that inner self, that is something deeper than just your conscious mind, that past life is affecting and pushing you into that same pattern. So it's time to do that healing. It's time to get the bounce. Drink lots of water. They're saying, I don't know how much water you're drinking, but you're not drinking enough. So, for example, if you drink a cup of coffee, you have to drink that much water just to get back to zero. And so that'll apply for tea, anything. Yes, tea has healing properties, but it does not hydrate you like water. That's the thing. You need the water in your body to hydrate. Yes, tea is fantastic. They're saying you really do enjoy tea, or if you don't enjoy tea, maybe you need to add a little bit into your life because it does have healing properties, but your body needs the water too. So drinking, they're saying like 2-3 liters. And if you're not there at all, start with something, because the more you add, the easier it is. If you do feel like you're drinking that much water, then maybe a little bit of detox needs to happen. So, adding some lemon to your water or into your life to help your body detox, or adding a little bit more tea to help your body flush out toxins, because that's what the water needs to do, helping you go through the motions here. So, pile number 3, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that when I release more videos like this, you are notified. And, give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Comment, let me know what's up in your life. If you have a request for a pick a card reading, let me know. I'd be happy to do some custom pick a cards here. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy your day.